Hello, chat. Welcome in, everyone. How are we doing today? What's new? What's a happening? Check my earbuds. Volume's okay here, which I'm pretty sure it's not. Pretty close though. Alright. Hello, Will. Camera focus. I forgot to grind coffee. I love how it doesn't quite decide what weight it is initially. It sort of keeps creeping. Usually it's a sign the batteries are going, but the batteries are pretty fresh in this right now. Oh, I should have started my timer. Some more kale. Gonna be doing a white bean soup tonight. Gonna be doing some fresh bread again. Yeah. Gonna be cooking a couple of hocks. Got the one we started Friday. We got another one that's in the freezer. That's a little bit larger one that I'm gonna be using tonight. We're gonna cook both of those. Pull the meat off of those after they've been cooking for a while in broth, and then go into the beans and all the other lovelinesses. And I've talked too long. I was only supposed to allow that to go about 30 seconds, and I was late with starting the timer. Set aside a little warm water here ahead of time for our rolls. I've got a measuring cup just over here with a little bit of water in there. What's new? What's happening? Sort of a quiet start, despite me spamming all the discords. I was spamming all the discords today. cleaned out the kitchen's refrigerator yesterday, chat. Not entirely. The door needs some work still. I didn't touch the freezer yet. The rest of the fridge is looking pretty clean right now. Cheers, folks. Thank you for joining me today. Can you hear me clearly today? That sounded a little muddied when I was saying that earlier. Thank you for joining me today. There's so much noise going on here all the time as far as the microphones are concerned. Thank you, Will. Over on the board. Over on the board. Are you working tonight, voice commands? Over on the board. I guess it's just not going to work for me. Hey, Bonds. Welcome. Happy Sunday. I'm doing pretty good. Other than a regular desire to fall asleep in the middle of the day lately. Doing pretty good. How about yourselves? The doctor's still annoying you? You need to tell them to leave you alone. That wasn't bad, dad joke. That was okay. Like, that's a pun that actually makes sense unless you read it the wrong way. Wait on those yeasties to wake up a bit more. Actually, while I do that, while we wait on that, let's melt down some stock. Let's melt down some stock. Got sparks going off of the stove there. Missed that because I hit the wrong angle of the camera. Shaking that against the grill on the bottom over here. Give me a spark. I don't see that as much outside of commercial ranges. Commercial ranges spark quite a bit. It's probably the difference in metal tops. Like, I don't have a nice cast iron top to mine. I've got these thin pieces of metal. That's why all of your grills at home do a horrible job putting grill marks on things. If you look at commercial grills, they have like solid 1/4 inch, 3/8 inch bars of cast iron or solid metal versus most of your like Weber's or whatever got thin little pieces of metal, thin metal grates. They don't retain enough heat to get those nice sear marks. Cast iron. You need the cast iron. Want all of those yeasties in there. Ooh, we got a pretty wet dough tonight. I was hoping for a little bit of a drier mix here. I don't know if it's gonna be like Slap and fold time here, I think. I want you to stay in my ear, not to shut off the music. Happens at least once a stream, doesn't it? Usually 2-3 times. And then I get dough all over my mouse, and not all over my mouth, all over the mouse. And the website doesn't properly update itself when I cancel the music view of my earbud, and so I have to stop it on the website and then start it in the website, despite it already being stopped. Welcome in, Nan Reader. This is sort of slap and fold kneading. It's holding together just enough that it's not quite. You slap it against the table. You use the fact that it's sticking to the table to help stretch out the overall dough, and then fold it. This is starting to knead up enough that it's just sticking. So it's going to get messy here for a minute. I say that like it wasn't messy already. The reason I'm dealing with this being so stick and wet and messy is because I really don't want to increase the size of the bread I'm making here. I'm just making some rolls. This is my sort of quick dinner roll recipe. It's going to give me about 4 small rolls for myself. Go along with our soup. Squash and kale. I hope you enjoy. Myself, I went and figured out my calendar for the rest of the month. I'm gonna let that sit and rest. Got some fun stuff coming up here. Someone was talking about, I think it was Mel, someone was talking about poutine. I'm gonna do Irish nachos up here soon, which, sort of poutine, sort of not. Definitely not authentic. It's like French fry nachos. I came up with some fun recipes to try out for Halloween. Always gotta have some new stuff to try out for Halloween. So the last week, before the end of the month, I'm gonna be doing Halloween foods. Even gonna be making cheesecake for Halloween. But it's certainly not gonna be your normal cheesecake. Not normal at all. So I'm going to allow that to proof just like that. We'll come back to that in a bit. We've got our stock melting over here. Going to add salt. MSG. Pepper. Frozen ham hock. Partially cooked ham hock. Let those simmer with the stock. Oh yeah, I found these in the fridge, so I'm going to throw these in there too. I had other plans for these. But these are the stems and leftovers from some mushrooms. I'm just going to throw those in there for flavor and let them cook in. Again, gonna strip out the stems. I don't think I'm gonna use the whole bunch tonight. Maybe I will. No. There's no way I'm using all this kale. You were in a movie? Where? You got a movie star. Look, chat, we have a movie star in chat. Welcome in, Zeke. Gran Turismo. Like, The Clint Eastwood one? Not sure I am familiar with that one. I'm not sure I am familiar with that one. That would make sense, because yeah, it's been a while since I've been following movies. I barely knew that Barbie and Oppenheimer were in theaters. I never went and saw Oppenheimer. I was talking to Chad about being mildly interested in going to see the simulated Trinity explosion. Yeah, especially since Sony's been hacked again. Who knows what's going to happen with them? Everybody be getting hacked. We got 23andMe telling everyone that everyone's DNA codes. Dad joke. Bad. double checking my stuff in back still working. This one I'm gonna peel. This is carrot, not a parsnip. It looks like a parsnip though. Changed my mind, decided to do all of them. I think that bread's poofing. Rinse out the insides of the individual layers. How we doing, chat? Oh, was I supposed to be looking at what I was doing? That's just about right. I'm getting an occasional bubble there, yeah. It's just about right. It's better than I think I've gotten my stock rolling in ages. I'm still tempted to change it, but I'll leave it. We got our veggies chopped. We got our stuff stewing. So we just be chilling for a minute here, chat. We gotta let these cook. So how's everyone's Sunday going? I hope you've had a lovely week. Hope you're ready for the new week. I'm using canned beans, by the way, tonight, chat. Otherwise, the beans would already be in there cooking. Dried beans are a lovely thing, but canned beans are so much more convenient. That might help. Throw a fan on. Because I'm just sweating. I don't even have the oven on. It's another 90-degree day, chat. It's not supposed to be 90 here. I want my 70s year-round back. With like 50s and rain in winter. Yeah, we got rid of that drought. We're actually looking pretty good, other than it being 90 degrees. We're looking like, I don't want to jinx myself, but California is looking damn good this year. That, like, typhoon / hurricane thing that hit Southern California and flew north, it hydrated everything up here. So not only did it at least temporarily solve our drought issues, it's also knocked out a good percentage of the wildfires that are happening this year, to the point that Cal Fire actually already canceled their contracts for 2 major wildfire helicopters just recently. Yeah, it's sort of weird how some of they're just all... They're worrying about, Oroville is back to being at worrying levels. If you remember the Oroville dam collapse or the spillway collapse. Like, it failed, but it failed in a planned manner. It's already back to worrying levels, and they're having to do stuff with that. Apparently it's okay, though. And yeah, let's not talk about the world right now. I'll throw a little garlic powder in here too, since I don't have any fresh garlic at the moment. Which is sort of sad. Let's see if I can ball this up a bit. Let's see if I can make some bread balls. That was the wrong button. I didn't want that button, chat. Let's go with stove-only camera. I had to get stuff out. So I'm breaking the bread away from the bowl. I'm gonna do a 4-corner fold on that. So, got one of my mini spring forms, one of my 4-inch spring forms. I'll lock the base in there. I'm gonna butter that all up. I'm gonna butter it up, chat. But on other things to chat about, I had a very uneventful night last night. First time in a long time I went out and tried to be social, and just ended up being yet again depressed by the local bars slash microbreweries slash whatever. Just, I walked in one place, and granted they were actually busy, but they had at least 10 people behind the bar, and I sat there at the bar without the bar being packed. Like, the place was packed, but the bar wasn't packed. I sat there at the bar for a solid 5 to 10 minutes, watched other people get served in front of me, and just get ignored. I ended up walking out. I ended up going to another bar, which it honestly has never impressed me. They're microbrewery, and like, you walk into the place and they have these giant windows in front of their brewing space, and they can't even keep them clean. If you're not keeping the windows clean, what are you doing with the beer? And did a taster with them because they had an Oktoberfest that I was interested in giving a shot to. And then was unimpressed with all 4 beers they gave me. and then sat there at the bar empty. They had like maybe 2 parties, maybe 3, outside on the patio sort of a thing. But I was the only one at the bar. And they walked past me like 4 or 5 times. I sat there and watched on my watch over 15 minutes with empty glasses sitting in front of me. No bill, no, hey, can I upsell you on another beer? Nothing. I ended up just putting cash on the bar. And I didn't give them really a tip. I didn't do the math on the tax. The tax probably was pretty close to what I gave them. Individually ball these up. And into there. Decent dad joke. Decent dad joke. I have family members that would probably appreciate that joke. Fluffy raiding the chat. Fluffy raiding the chat. Welcome, Fluffy Raiders. Welcome in, Talmir. Alright, so we'll let those proof once again and fill out that. Let those proof up a bit more and let them fill out that buttered up container. And those will be our pull apart rolls with our soup tonight. This sock is probably ready to cut up and divvy up if there's anything really off of that one. That one's pretty small. This one, put in the freezer, or pulled out of the freezer here today, so that one's going to need a bit longer. Start preheating an oven to 400. start heating a pan next to the other one on the stove, over on the stove. Is he saying saute? I mean, I try and go for the songs without lyrics to them or people singing, but there's still occasionally ones with stuff in there. Yep, saying saute. Zoom left. Salt, pepper, MSG. Add our carrots in there. I'm just sauteing up all the veggies separately because I'm going to want to strain out the mushrooms and the ham hock and all of that from the broth. So in order to have the veggies ready to go when I strain the broth out. It sort of maximizes the amount of time the broth has to develop flavor while working on the veggies and having the veggies ready too. But you can easily skip this either by just throwing the veggies in the soup without mushrooms, or you can just skip doing the separate pan. Add the celery in there too, or did I already do that? I did do that, okay. I don't know why my cutting board's so washed out tonight. Too much light on the cutting board, I guess, which is sort of hard to have. Cameras just love light. You can completely blind someone and they're just barely showing up bright on camera. I'm thinking of during the debates, the California debate, one of the people they were interviewing in the scrum room, like, he was sitting in front of the camera just like couldn't even stare at the camera, it was so bright. Almost filled out the pan here. I want it to overflow a little bit though. Actually, this is probably just about perfect for throwing it in the oven here, because they're gonna poof a little bit in the oven from the steam. Yeah, I think we're there. We're gonna egg these. Maybe a good plan for that thing I threw over here somewhere. What did I do with that? There it is. Hi, chat. Ooh. I don't think I want to use that egg. That one's stuck to the box. Guess I'm throwing this one in with the butter, because that's going in the trash. Oven's up to temp for our buns or our rolls. A little bit of dairy in with our egg wash. Hey, Jim Brossian. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Fry. Yes, we love the cast iron here. That's not butter, Zeke. That's egg and dairy. Sprinkle of salt over the top. And into the stove. Or into the oven. And because I put this in a sealable container, I'm not going to waste my egg wash tonight, chat. I'm not going to waste my egg wash. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator and then forget I have it. You know, it's an entirely better situation than just throwing it away, right? Alright, we got a nice cook going on all this lovely veg. I'm going to cut the heat on that and allow that to just coast. I think it's start giveaway. Veggies are going into the soup. I didn't really explain those in the dinner command tonight. We got the dinner rolls in the oven. We got the hock simmering with some mushrooms that I'm gonna strain out of that broth. Get the veggies going next to that. And the kale chilling ready to go into the broth when I strain the broth. Let's see if I can pick apart this first. Yeah, it's kale week here. Chat's making me cook with kale all week. I prefer to use it as a garnish mostly, but hey. Here we are. Let's see, we getting any meat out of that? That's just all cartilage. Okay. There is like no meat on this hock. That's like the second one of these that I've gotten. It's had like no meat whatsoever on the hock. Let's see if there's anything over here. That's about it. I think that's all the meat we're getting off of that hock, chat. It's the only meat I see there. Nope, not even dealing with that. The rest of that can just go back in there. Gelatin, all that, like, that's like, you know that feeling, the gelatin, that sticky feeling? My fingers are coated in gelatin right now. Throw that in there too. Giveaway for sprinkles in chat. All you have to do is type giveaway, exclamation mark giveaway. What's a good yet somewhat affordable knife set? That's a toughie. I would recommend actually probably Chefware. If you can find these guys. I wouldn't say that they're primo. They're not like the greatest, but they'll last you and they'll get the job done. Knives are just so much of a personal decision, whether you want scalloping to keep them from sticking to things. Like, I love using scalloped knives when I'm dicing onions. However, I don't like them for a lot of other things. Knowing what length knife you like working with. Like, I generally use these two here, which are 8 to 10 inch knives. But I also have a 12 inch that it's just too long. It's too much. Yeah, and also, yeah, exactly, fry. Japanese steel versus European, it doesn't really, like, the major difference there these days, it used to be they had different grinds and stuff like that. The major thing with Japanese versus European style now is Japanese are only ground on one side and they have a flat edge on the other side typically. whereas European style knives have a grind on both sides to a point. It also used to be that European knives were done with a more blunt edge to them. If you look at the actual grind down of the knife, the Japanese knives were finer versus European knives being a bit wider. But now basically everyone's doing a 20%. So, and the differences in metal you're going to get between maybe in medieval ages, maybe, 30, 40, 50 years ago, that mattered. Now, it's you buy a cheap knife, you're going to get cheap metal, It's a difference. Like a lot of the grinding tools and a lot of stuff. Like I have a electric grinder on top of the whetstones. Electric grinders, a lot of them are two-side grinds. So if you're buying a Japanese knife, those grinders are not going to work for your knife, or you're going to mess up your knife using them. Like if you get the just about any grinder you see, most of them are two-sided grinders these days. Whereas the Japanese, you would have to use a whetstone, or in case a lot of people send them back to get ground these days. There's a whole bunch of services that you can mail your knives out to and get them sharpened these days. You have to take other things in consideration. Like, if you're doing a whole bunch of sushi, if you do a whole bunch of, ramen and Asian-style dishes where the cutting types and styles are going to much more fit what you're doing, go for it. Go get a Japanese ceramic knife. Ceramic knives, I do not recommend for anyone but professionals, because they're just too much work. The only way you can get them sharpened is mailing them out. Like, in many cases, the Kyocera ones, I think you have to send them back to them in Japan in order to get them properly sharpened. And they break so easily. Stick with metal. On the other hand, if you're a professional chef and you're using it for a specific task, and you use it every day of every week, and it's how you make your living, go ahead. And that's really the thing with a lot of knives, is it's what you're doing. Standard chef's knife will get you through most things, but you can get a lot more specialized. Japanese have knives like specific to specific fish. Yeah, I mean, well, there's certain a place for them, like, carbon bike, like, you're in the Tour de France. There's a place for that, I hate getting to the end of one of these rolls. They like all get stuck together. Hard to. Thank you, Ghosty. Welcome, welcome. How you doing tonight? Congrats, Nan Reader. Getting those sprinkles. Got our veggies here just sort of chilling after sweating down. I'm still not loving the color of the liquid's getting out of this hock, so I'm giving this hock a little bit longer here to cook. It is starting to separate from the bone though, so we're getting close. Certainly some of them fry. Certainly some of them. Some of them are just beasts. Like, some of those people that are in that are like, their job is like, they're like the enforcers in hockey. They're straight up there to beat up the other people. What do we have in here? We have multicolored carrots, celery, leeks. What else? I think that's just it for right now. Over here, we have 2 hocks, one that I sort of cut up. We got a whole bunch of leftover mushrooms and mushroom stems that I had just chilling in the fridge. So I threw all those in there. There's a variety. There's like 4 or 5 different types of mushroom in that. But it's primarily leftover creminis and cremini stems. And then we have the meat from the one hock that we pulled up there, that little measly amount of meat, and some curly kale that we're going to throw into the broth once I strain out the mushrooms. Fry, yeah. I have never tried a Peloton. I was sort of intrigued by those, and then realized, yeah, I could just put a tablet on top of workout machine. Why do I need to spend money on, like, we got YouTube. We got people exercising on Twitch. I would agree with that, Ghosty, but I used to love being out here in Sonoma when I first moved out here with walking paths like everywhere. And some of them are still half decent. But the major ones are all destroyed these days due to the Western Federal Court. The federal court in the western half of the U.S. Decided that it's illegal to remove people, transients, whoever, who are camping on public lands unless you have housing for them to be kicked out into. And so, yeah, that's why California, Oregon, Washington, all of these western states are all having issues with people out all over the place. Yeah. I'm in Sonoma County, not necessarily in the city of, or the town of Sonoma. Idaho's in that list too. They can't deal with they have the same legal issue. And so, like, you have in certain, like, I haven't seen it so much here in Sonoma, but like Sacramento, I know there's people like camping right out in front of the police station. Let's see if we can get any meat off of this other hock, or if this is entirely a waste of time here. I'm thinking there's probably next to no meat on this thing either. It's the biggest of the three that I had, though, so maybe there's something. Sort of doubt it, though. No mini mushrooms with that. Yeah, there's not much here, if anything. Typically, hocks have a bit more meat than this. I'm really surprised that I didn't get like anything off of these. There's a little bit over here, but timer on our rolls. Ooh, those are looking nice. So we got pull apart rolls. That in with her. Yep, I'm just going to call that a waste of time. Ghosty's not reading chat rolls. Actually, I don't know if I changed my chat rules or not. Oh, that was a Giphy, too. I missed the Giphy. Was it a good one? Hey, Dinner with Mom. Welcome, welcome. Nice. Coffee's done for the night. Actually, it's been done for a while. Awesome. Yeah, I use some of that sub money to give back to the community. Thank you. Debating at what point I just give up and pull everything off of this broth. I've just been sort of hanging out waiting for that. I think the buns probably look a little bit better from an angle. The top-down view, you just see all the expansion. Oops, that's not what I wanted. We're going to bring this up to a nice full boil, and then I'm going to strain this out. Broth. Though primarily it's based off of stock. Because primarily what you have in there, I started off with 6 cups of homemade frozen chicken stock, and then added the hocks and the mushrooms to that, and that's been simmering. We've probably lost at least 2 cups of water from it cooking. But I'll call it a broth because we had the ham hocks in there. For those new into chat, I have a bone to pick with people that want to call everything broth. There's a lot more stock in this world than there is broth. It'd be smelling pretty good in here tonight, dinner with Mom. Welcome in, Toys. Well, what exactly is the difference between broth and bone broth when both already contain bones? I'm waiting for someone to pipe up about Weston Price. What am I straining this into? I want to go back into the same pot anyways, so I guess we'll break out one of the aluminum pans. Thank you for the follow. Double follow. Thank you, thank you. Alright, so pot with the strainer just off to the side here. Going to throw this whole thing through that. And we're going to add our kale in now. We've still got a decent flame underneath there that should come back to a boil. And wow, that kale is looking gorgeous now. We're going to turn that a lovely shade of army green. Welcome back, Bonds. Kale is fancy cabbage. It's been the big hit of the last probably 10-15 years here in the US as far as healthy vegetable eating. Like, when I went to culinary school, just about the only thing we used it for was as a garnish. Like, for me, it's the frizzy stuff you put on a tray before you put the real stuff that you want to eat on it. Get that little frilly edges to your tray. But we're cooking with it this week in a whole bunch of soups. Hey, Cream Delish. Welcome, welcome. How you doing tonight? How's the food truck? And so it gives you a lot of cooked kale flavor, or cooked cabbage-like flavor to this, but it is a bit greener, a bit grassier. Why would you do a thing like that, Pons? Like, I like tomato soup. Might as well add all these other veggies in there too. So we got leeks, carrot, and celery. already sweated down. Using a little butter with that to do our sweating. Can't tell, tonight's soup's going to be a little more stew-like than last one, our last soup. And on top of doing kale all week, I've decided to sort of do soups all week. So we got another soup coming up here on Tuesday. Glad the truck's doing well for you. One of the markets here in Sonoma just built out a whole area for a food truck to, like, they've had one there on and off over the last decade, more off than on, but they just built out a like nice seating area with a whole bunch of brand new picnic tables and sort of cutting off part of the parking lot, but it wasn't really part that they used that much. Mostly they stored like their trucks in that area, sort of a thing. And the truck's already gone again. It was there for like a month. Oh, my apologies. I wasn't paying attention to my thingy. But I was just saying one of the local supermarkets in Sonoma County just quartered off a part of their parking lot and threw a bunch of picnic tables and tried to get a truck to stay there normally. There's one actually not that far away from the place, which sort of probably didn't help things. The truck was only there for like a month and now it's gone again. I would think probably the best way is to try and get into, well, then you get into delivery. Like, that's the problem. Like, I would want to get people on contract to be, like, you know, I'll do a couple dinners for you a week. Especially if you're hitting up, like, apartments. Like, if you're doing apartments, like, I'd be like, I'll give you a deal if you buy 3 meals from me at once. Help you out with half your week. But to be honest, I've tried just about everything I could think of when I was doing stuff through the farmers market, so... Yeah, but they'll be on contract. You know? That's why all these food delivery places don't really work long term. People get tired of what they're serving, regardless of how huge a menu like Blue Apron or what have you has. Blue Apron's a bankrupt, by the way. Which is really funny because... Actually, no, it wasn't them. Never mind. Well, that's only because they've sold the vast majority of their stuff off. I think they've even sold the production off. Like, there's nothing left to go bankrupt legally. Which is really a shame because they had some great people working with them. Like, everyone wants to talk about using Neiman Ranch meat products that are like nationally sold because he was one of the first organic ranchers, but at the same time he sold off that brand to big labels and then they just killed all of his quality standards. So everyone's like, oh yeah, we got Bill Nyman style beef. Meanwhile, Bill Nyman started BN Ranch, which then got bought by Blue Apron. So he keeps doing it. He keeps starting farms, making a name for himself, and then selling the farms. Yeah, I'm not a big Whole Foods fan right now either. I was complaining about them the other night. But yeah, it astonished me that the Safeways and Whole Foods of the world didn't immediately see these people popping up and be like, we can do that cheaper with our produce going bad. I mean, what do you think the prepared food sections of supermarkets are? We got too many carrots. Carrots are going bad. Alright, carrot salad in the deli. The other thing that astonishes me is the ghost kitchens. Like, we had these ghost kitchens pop up all over the place, and I am astonished that Hilton, Marriott, the hotel chains of the world didn't, immediately think, well, why don't we just have the, room service guy do it? You already got the kitchen, you already got the guy there sitting bored, because room service doesn't do jack. Hey, J Random. And on top of it, they got an establishment that probably worked pretty good for delivery. I'm just astonished that the hotels haven't jumped on that. We'll add our white beans in here now. Again, Dried beans are amazing. Canned beans are much quicker. Yeah, I found some cool places like that too. I never found some place that I really wanted to work out of as far as like convenience. But actually there was some cool places, like there was a church nearby that had a great full commercial kitchen, always empty. It was just too much of a pain to load in and out of the place. But it was still nice. I used it a couple of times and threw them some money for using, essentially I used them a couple of times when I wanted to do some heavy duty cleaning on my trailer, because my commissary, let's just face it, was not the place to do proper cleaning. It didn't have a proper, it didn't have a dishwashing machine. Like, they had 3-compartment sink and stuff like that, and so I used them mostly for the fact that they had a dishwashing machine that I could put a whole bunch of stuff through. So we have our pull-apart bread with nice seam in between them. I'm not going to pull it apart until we get a whole plate going here. I've done this recipe a couple of times on stream. This one's sort of a tried and true recipe for me, other than it got a little too goofy. In fact, I called it pretty close. Like, these three are pretty nicely. It's just that one just. Me too, cream delish. Like, no dishwasher here. 700 plus streams since 2020. No dishwasher. Dishwashing. What happens here with my dishes is I'll clean up major messes. I won't leave food out, but I do the dishes in the morning when I wake up. I get my coffee going. I do dishes while I'm doing my coffee in the morning. Because usually at the end of the stream, I'm just done. Like, I've been standing and chatting and hanging out in this room for a couple hours at that point. I'm like, yeah. Things get wrapped, things get put away. Trash gets put away. But dishes end up waiting until the morning. course, I live alone. I don't have kids and spouses and other stuff to, you know, want to come in here and do things. I can just leave it how I want to leave it. We're mostly just waiting for these beans to heat through. We can do a little mashing to break some of them up. Hey, Truzons. Welcome, welcome. Bun's showing us all up. Getting those dishes done early. Meanwhile, I can't even take out my recycling. Well, for you. I'm not a huge roasted squash seed fan. Just not a big seed fan, really. Like, no. Sunflower aren't bad sometimes, but I don't like them by themselves. I like sunflower seeds in a salad. But squash seeds, yeah, pumpkin seeds, they're tasty. I just don't love the texture of them. I don't enjoy sitting there going after them. They're not you can only have one thing for me. Like, I can eat one and then be like, yeah, we tried that. But I know that's me. That's me. Turn the heat back up on high and get that back up to a full bubble before I pour myself a bowl. Yeah, that makes them even worse, buns. They definitely need salt. I told the doctors I need to leave you alone. What? 3 appointments? Boil. Are you watching this, chat? Is that why this isn't boiling? Oh, it's a dad joke. That one. That one's a stretch. As if A's were only one page. fresh parsley on top. Little fresh Parmesan on top of that. Turn the heat off on the rest of that and just let that coast. Let's take a couple photos. Alright, photos taken. Let's see what we got here. See how much more salt I have to add to this before I can tolerate it. Oh, probably not too much porkiness in there. I was hopeful I had some more hock meat than I do, but... oh yeah, it's delicious. Oh yeah. Let's see if we can't get a good pull apart on these bread pieces here too. Nice soft, fluffy bread. Be great for soaking up all that extra juice. Alright, folks, I'm going to be raiding out tonight. I'm going to send all you off to see some Pokemon cookie making. I'll send you to go hang out with Cupcake Ducks. Appreciate everyone poking in and saying hello tonight. Everyone that hung out with me all stream. Greatly appreciate it. We're continuing Kale Week on Tuesday. So we got one more soup to make on Tuesday. Going to be doing lentils and sausage with kale. We'll see what else I can find to throw in there and make that interesting. We'll do some other type of bread along with that. I appreciate you spending your time with me. And I hope you all have a lovely evening. Have a great night, everyone.